This is an audiobook reading of Cemetery of the Lost Soul, a novel by Spencer Webster. Copyright 2015, all rights reserved by the author. Chapter 4, Falling to the Center of the Universe. You have to leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition. What you'll discover will be wonderful. What you'll discover is yourself. Alan Alda. At first, Julius didn't have a plan. He was just running headlong into the now overgrown woods. Still, he knew exactly how to trace his path to the trees. As he got closer, an image formed in his mind of him climbing Stevie's tree, the one that had dragged his heart into a self-made swamp for 35 years. It should have been me that died, he screamed into the orb-filled air. It should have been me. Julius sobbed as he ran, the image transformed into a fledgling plan where the owl and his father would win. The maple tree appeared smaller than that of his nightmares, but still it was tall and large and round at the base. Julius wondered briefly why this large plot of land had never been developed into the endless tracts of housing. He found he didn't care so much about the invasion of society on forested lands. He had bigger concerns. He glanced at the very spot where his friend had fallen. It was a horror etched on his mind forever, and tears flowed again. The fact that he was at the trunk of the tree at all surprised him in a way, but it did not stop him from taking a deep breath, centering his mind, and climbing, hand over hand, up into the canopy of the woods. He discovered the broken branch that had caused Stevie to fall, hanging by a dried single strand of wood. Anger welled in an instant, and he ripped the branch fully from the trunk and threw it to the ground. It thudded there, and he felt a smidgen of satisfaction. Julius climbed higher. He wasn't sure what he was attempting to prove to himself, to his father, or to Stevie. The fear drove him ever higher, and the branches swayed beneath his adult weight. Then he understood. He sought terminal velocity. He sought resolution of his life through the rebirth of his friend's soul. "You're climbing my tree. Your tree's over there," a voice above him said. Julius looked up. The great horned owl perched on a moving branch, its wings spreading to counterbalance Julius's climbing. "Owls can't talk, and you took my best friend, so I don't need to listen to you," Julius said. In his mind, it felt odd that he was talking to the owl, but he persisted. "It doesn't matter anyway. I'm going to jump." "You're not jumping out of this tree. You're already at death's door in a heap at the ground. You should see yourself. You're quite the spectacle." Julius concentrated on getting his body higher. But in its place within the crook of an impossibly thin branch stood a familiar 10-year-old boy with sad eyes. The branch Julius rested on didn't give inaudible warning before it split away from the thin upper trunk. Yet despite his fear, Julius smiled. He beheld the morose boy as he fell backward, the sound of his name echoing in his ears. Julius expected to feel the hard, dead earth one last moment before the blackness descended upon him. Instead, he plunged into deep, frigid water. Instinct forced him to fight for the surface, and there he discovered an impossible yet vast blue ocean. As waves hiked him up and then down, he saw in the distance a hulking gray Navy destroyer as it steamed away from him. There could be no rescue from the heart of the dark sea. He let the breath out of his lungs in wide, shifting bubbles as he sank deeper beneath the surface of the water.